Cannabis may be the fastest moving industry right now. Each year that goes by, there seems to be a shift in legalization, but it still can be a confusing area for investors. So to help us sort all this out, we've got Marc Ross, a partner at Sichenzia, Ross & Ference, New York City-based law firm. Welcome,
Good morning.
Marc.
Thank you.
And also Scott Hammon of MGO Auditing, a partner and co-head of the cannabis part of that auditing firm, right? So, okay, so Marc, let's start with you. So I guess the news is we're going to have a new FDA commissioner soon. And this is really kind of under that branch of the government, right? I mean, we're still trying to figure this out. I mean, what do you think is going to happen with regulation?
Well, the Farm Bill actually changed everything. The Farm Bill of 2018 took it outside of the CSA, the controlled substance, and gave hemp to the Department of Agriculture to regulate.
Okay. So we've got the FDA, we've got the USDA, alphabet soup going on.
We've got the Department of Justice, we have everybody
right.
trying to figure it all out. It's a very confusing area because remember the fundamental issue being for cannabis is it is federally illegal and a controlled substance, yet 33 states have made it legal.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a confusing space right now. So Scott, I mean, tell me a little bit about, like, from a tax and auditing issue, I mean, how do you navigate all this?
So it's been interesting. Certainly as when we first got involved several years ago, you had some real fundamental issues. The industry was so new, the players were relatively small and sophisticated. The basic first challenge was just getting fundamental information. As you alluded to, rapid growth in the industry, and that includes the maturation, sophistication. So we've gone from a situation where the core issue was just finding basic supporting documentation to now we're dealing with much more the more traditional technical issues you'd expect to find in any rapidly growing company, and the industry itself has moved from those fundamental issues to dealing with getting information about data analytics and other things that you expect to see in other industries.
So, I mean, we've got cannabis industries that are publicly traded, they're moving along. I mean, how are they able to do that with it being federally illegal?
Well, even you now have companies on Nasdaq, and the answer is Nasdaq has allowed the companies as long as they divested themselves of the U.S. cannabis assets. On the other markets, the OTC markets, there are many companies. The nomenclature is ancillary businesses which don't touch the plant and companies that do touch the plant. Certainly if you're touching the plant, the regulators have more of a spotlight on you, but certainly there are public companies in that arena, and you're seeing more and more as the relaxation of the rules and more businesses are getting involved.
Now, Scott, so I'm going to ask some dumb questions here. So I assume these cannabis companies are paying income taxes, federal taxes, corporate taxes. Okay. And
certainly our clients. I won't speak for everybody.
Okay. All right. So they're being taxed, but yet some investors still kind of want to stay out of the space. So there's still some kind of gray area or some caution still in this industry.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, and again, you've seen an evolution. You're seeing a lot more over the last couple of years of traditional institutional funds come in. Certainly family offices, high net worth individuals have come in. So you're seeing an evolution. So whereas 2 or 3 years ago, very few people would touch it, people are realizing that fundamentally, as the legalization has evolved, it's really just another asset class. And so you're seeing, we'll call it smart money, come into the space, and that's changing rapidly.
Yeah, I mean, 2018, I think, was a pivotal year for this industry. The Farm Bill was one thing, but also we had more states legalized, and it just seemed like after that year, it was kind of like, okay, this is inevitable.
Well, it's past, in my opinion, it's past the tipping point.
Yes.
And I think now you have so many states coming on. You have more and more states who are really about to legalize it. You have New York, you have New Jersey, Pennsylvania already has legalized it. And as Scott says, you have the smart money really is looking forward to getting involved in it. And you have the large industries. You have tobacco industries. You have the alcohol industries.
Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch. You have all of these big companies making investments to it, and that's going to give absolute credibility to the industry.
Yeah.
And to Scott's point, the industry deserves credibility now. You know, 5, 10 years ago when, Scott and I were starting in the industry, it wasn't nearly as developed, it wasn't nearly as sophisticated. You had more mom and pops. Today, when you look at the companies that are out there and the sophistication level and the amount of money that's being invested in these areas, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So, Marc, do you see this becoming federally legal at some point? Will this be a patchwork of states with everybody having different laws?
I think it's absolutely going to become federally legal. And, in my opinion, it's going to be during the next presidential administration that it will become legal, in my opinion. And I think because
no matter even if Trump is reelected, whoever is the next president. Okay.
Because, whether it's the Democrats who are looking forward to the people should have the rights do they want, or the Republicans who have similar ideas and also recognize the business generation, the tax revenue generation.
Yeah.
It's expected if California will have $1 billion of tax revenue from the marijuana industry alone. Now, states should look at that money, realize they can regulate it like tobacco, like alcohol, and collect the taxes, apply the taxes to the citizens, and make it better that way.
Yeah, well, we do know through history that governments like to, when there's a new source of revenue, they like to tax it. So, I mean, I'm sure that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I do. I think most people believe that there will be some form of federal adjustment, whether it's full legalization or so-called descheduling, where it's simply taken off Schedule 1, but still maybe states are given some more enhanced control.
Lots to learn and do research about. So thank you very much, Scott and Mark, for joining and helping kind of explain all this a little bit.
My pleasure.
Our pleasure.
And thank you as well for joining us. We'll be right back.